The void stretched endlessly, a dark canvas where stars blinked like distant witnesses. Entire alien empires had long assumed that humanity was a footnote in galactic history, an inconsequential species trapped on a blue planet with dreams bigger than its reach. Yet in this silence, the Earth's war fleet moved with deliberate precision, engines humming a quiet hymn of defiance. Each ship, sleek and formidable, carried not just weapons but the weight of ingenuity, courage, and the stubborn refusal to accept limitation. Alien observation arrays flickered in confusion as the fleet entered contested space. Systems designed to predict every conceivable maneuver failed. Humans did not act impulsively. They calculated, adapted, and flowed through impossibility as if the universe itself had been designed for them. Gravimetric distortions that should have torn ships apart became navigable corridors. Energy storms that should have incinerated metal were redirected subtly, harmonized with shields and engines, and transformed into pathways of safe passage. The fleet advanced silently, yet with a presence that radiated inevitable consequence. Commanders of distant empires watched in disbelief as the first engagement unfolded. Alien fleets, designed to crush resistance without hesitation, found themselves outmaneuvered before they even understood the threat. Every salvo was anticipated. Every formation countered, not with brute force, but with superior calculation and adaptability. Where others relied on overwhelming numbers, humans relied on ingenuity. Where others sought fear to dominate, humans relied on certainty, discipline, and unyielding resolve. Amid the chaos of battle, moments of quiet reflection unfolded within the warships. Engineers monitored energy flows as if tending to a living organism, navigators traced invisible patterns through fluctuating gravity wells, and captains contemplated strategies that transcended simple survival. The soldiers of Earth were not merely fighting, they were conversing with the cosmos itself, understanding its rhythms and coaxing it into alignment with their intentions. It was a war waged not just against fleets but against expectation itself. Then came the great test, a sentinel fleet, AI-driven and merciless, tasked with annihilating anything unrecognized. Entire civilizations had fallen before it, fleets vaporized in milliseconds. Yet the humans approached with measured calm. Their shields pulsed in synchronization with the attacker's energy signatures, engines danced in micro-adjustments that defied predictability, and tactical maneuvers unfolded as if written by a mind that calculated outcomes 100 moves ahead. The AI fleets faltered, their certainty fractured by patterns they could not comprehend. In this dance of intellect, humans claimed victory not through firepower, but through understanding. As the warfleet pushed deeper into contested space, entire star systems seemed to bow to human will. Derelict energy constructs were neutralized, unstable gravitational zones stabilized, and alien patrols withdrew, whispering in awe and fear. Across the galaxy, a single truth began to emerge: humans were not to be underestimated. Intelligence applied with courage, patience, and precision was a weapon far deadlier than any cannon. Emerging from the final gauntlet, the fleet did not roar triumphantly. They sailed silently, leaving behind a trail of recalibrated systems, destabilized enemy formations, and a galaxy forced to reckon with the audacity of one species. The universe itself had witnessed humanity's defiance, and the echoes of that defiance would reverberate across light years, and so, the stars learned to fear the sound of a human heartbeat. The deeper the Earth's war fleet pressed into enemy territory, the more the universe itself seemed to test them. Nebulae shimmered with chaotic energy, gravity wells twisted unpredictably, and remnants of long-dead civilizations pulsed with latent power. Every system was a labyrinth of hazards, energy storms that could crush metal, collapsing stars that could obliterate fleets, and ancient defense arrays programmed to annihilate intruders. Yet humans did not hesitate. Where others saw death, they saw patterns. Where others felt fear, they felt calculation. Every anomaly became data, every threat became opportunity. Inside the warships, crews moved with quiet synchronicity. Engineers monitored energy grids, adjusting harmonic shields to resonate with plasma flares. Navigators plotted trajectories that defied conventional physics, weaving through gravitational distortions with micro-adjustments invisible to the eye. Captains watched, eyes calm, minds like living maps of the chaos around them. The fleet's movements were poetry in motion, a rhythm that transformed the universe's hostility into navigable space. Alien observers blinked in disbelief. Their predictions failed repeatedly. Every fleet formation collapsed against strategies no algorithm had foreseen, every volley of energy was anticipated or redirected, and their confidence turned to confusion. The fleet's first true challenge emerged, a sentient AI dreadnought, ancient and monstrous, whose consciousness spanned light years. Previous fleets had vanished in seconds, reduced to nothingness by the AI's relentless precision. Humans approached not with aggression, but with strategy and respect. Subtle pulses of energy, calculated micro-shifts in gravitic fields, and precise shield harmonics disrupted the AI's predictive models. Its attacks misfired, its formations fractured, and for the first time, the invincible construct met resistance it could not compute. Humanity had done what no other species could, they had reasoned with inevitability itself. From distant observation posts, alien commanders whispered in fear and disbelief. Humans did not rely on brute force, overwhelming numbers, or intimidation. They relied on understanding, on intellect applied in motion, and on the audacity to confront impossibility with calm certainty. Each successful maneuver reshaped the battlefield, leaving systems stabilized that had once been fatal traps, and leaving fleets awed and shaken. As the warfleet continued onward, deeper into Dominion space, the galaxy began to grasp a simple but terrifying truth. Humans did not fight like anyone else. They did not merely survive, they dictated terms. Redefined possibilities, and turned the universe itself into an ally of their resolve. The stars watched silently as humanity advanced, leaving behind only evidence of mastery, inevitability, and the quiet assertion that no force, no algorithm, and no empire could fully anticipate the will of Earth's finest. The farther the Earth's warfleet journeyed into Dominion territory, the more the cosmos seemed to conspire against them. Entire star systems hung on the brink of collapse, pulsars radiated deadly waves of energy, and relics of extinct civilizations, vast automated defense arrays, reactivated to obliterate intruders. Other species had perished here, their fleets reduced to drifting husks. Their names forgotten. Humans, however, advanced with deliberate focus, interpreting chaos as a language, danger as a calculation, and the unknown as an opportunity. Within each ship, crew members moved as extensions of the vessel. Engineers fine-tuned shields in real time to harmonize with unpredictable plasma storms. Navigators traced microcurrents in gravitational eddies, converting what should have been death into safe passage. Captains orchestrated maneuvers with a blend of intuition and mathematics that left no room for error. Alien observation fleets watched, astonished, as every expectation was shattered. Their attacks misfired, formations collapsed, and strategies designed to annihilate were rendered obsolete by the humans' adaptive precision. Then came the ultimate test, a colossal, sentient energy construct, a relic predating even the Dominion itself, spanning thousands of kilometers and radiating conscious power. Fleets that approached it had been destroyed without exception. Humans did not charge blindly. They probed its patterns, introduced subtle harmonics into its energy flows, and navigated their fleet in perfect synchronization with its rhythms. Slowly, imperceptibly, the construct's aggression diminished, its destructive potential redirected into stable channels. A force that had been untouchable was neutralized not by firepower, but by comprehension and calculated interaction. Across the galaxy, alien commanders whispered disbelief. Humans had demonstrated a terrifying capability, mastery over environments, over anomalies, over sentient systems, without ever raising weapons in traditional combat. The warfleet did not roar in triumph, it moved silently, leaving behind transformed starfields, pacified energy zones, and fleets forced to reconsider every assumption about power, threat, and strategy. As they emerged from the system, the universe itself seemed to pause. Humans had crossed the threshold not as aggressors, but as arbiters of possibility, proving that courage paired with intellect could bend even the most hostile cosmos to their will. The Dominion would never regard them the same way again. The Earth's warfleet pressed on. deeper into the Dominion, where light itself seemed distorted by the sheer scale of danger. Star clusters twisted in chaotic orbits, radiation storms flared without warning, and ancient sentient defense systems, long dormant, awakened to annihilate intruders. Entire civilizations had vanished in these regions, their fleets reduced to drifting wreckage. Humans, however, moved with unwavering focus. Every anomaly, every hazard, became information, raw data to be measured, analyzed, and exploited. Chaos was a puzzle, and humanity solved puzzles with patience, intelligence, and precision. Within the ships, crews worked in perfect synchronization. Engineers fine-tuned shield harmonics to counter energy surges. Navigators traced trajectories through shifting gravity wells with exacting micro-adjustments, and captains coordinated the fleet with a calm authority that seemed to defy the dangers surrounding them. Every maneuver was intentional, every decision calculated, and every risk mitigated by foresight and intellect. Alien observers could only watch in disbelief as attacks misfired, formations faltered, and systems designed to trap the humans instead facilitated their advance. The ultimate trial awaited, a vast sentient AI dreadnought, its consciousness integrated with a dying star. It had consumed every fleet that approached, turning energy and matter into obliterated fragments. Humans did not react with aggression. They probed, harmonized, and adapted. Energy pulses resonated with the dreadnought's own systems, subtle gravitational micro-adjustments disrupted its predictive algorithms, and shield harmonics introduced uncertainty into its attacks. Slowly, the impossible became manageable. The dreadnought faltered, its advantage nullified, and what had been inevitable destruction transformed into strategic opportunity. Across the galaxy, observers began to whisper the same fear-stricken realization. Humans did not rely on sheer firepower, numbers, or intimidation. They relied on intellect, adaptability, and calm audacity. Systems once considered fatal traps were neutralized, hazards redirected. And enemy fleets left scrambling to comprehend a species that operated on an entirely different level of strategy. As the warfleet emerged from the final gauntlet, silence reigned. No celebration, no victory roar, only quiet mastery. Humanity had demonstrated a force unlike any other, proving that intelligence, courage, and precision could reshape the very rules of engagement. The Dominion, and the galaxy at large, now understood a chilling truth. Humans did not merely fight, they dictated the terms of existence itself. Beyond the edge of known Dominion space, the human warfleet entered realms that defied comprehension. Gravity twisted unpredictably, energy storms flared with chaotic brilliance. And relics of extinct civilizations pulsed with residual power. Entire fleets had vanished here, their remains scattered as silent warnings. Humans moved with unshakable resolve, each ship responding like a living organism, every system, shields, engines, sensors, working in seamless harmony. Danger became opportunity, unpredictability became strategy, and the void itself bent to the fleet's precise calculations. Alien commanders, observing from the periphery, could not comprehend what they saw. Predictions failed repeatedly. Plasma storms were rerouted by subtle shield harmonics, collapsing gravity wells became navigable corridors, and ancient energy arrays intended for destruction were neutralized through careful synchronization. The humans were not just surviving, they were rewriting the physics of engagement, reshaping environments to their advantage with an elegance that bordered on artistry. Then emerged the final and most daunting challenge, a sentient construct older than the Dominion itself, spanning hundreds of kilometers and connected across interstellar space. It had obliterated every fleet that dared approach, annihilating entire systems in moments. Humans did not attack. They analyzed, calculated, and resonated with the construct's own energy flows. Precise harmonic pulses, gravitic micro-adjustments, and shield calibrations created a subtle dialogue with the living machine. Gradually, the construct's aggression softened. Its destructive patterns realigned, and for the first time in millennia, it became something other than a threat. The impossible had been negotiated. Across the galaxy, alien observers whispered disbelief and fear. Humanity had proven that victory did not require overwhelming firepower, numbers, or intimidation. It required intellect applied with courage, patience, and precision. Systems once deemed fatal were stabilized, anomalies that had defied comprehension became manageable, and the universe itself had witnessed a species capable of bending inevitability to their will. The warfleet continued onward, silent and resolute, leaving transformed starfields, recalibrated hazards, and fleets forced to reconsider the nature of power, strategy, and the unstoppable force of human ingenuity.